Ladies and gentlemen, please will you bring your attention to this awesome presentation called Talking About the Future, Tenses, Use and Meaning, presented by Paula Gutierrez, Luis Quijano, Sergio Yepes.
Talking about the future. There are several different ways in English that you can talk about the future. The first one, the present tense. We use the present simple for something scheduled or arranged. For example, we have a lesson next Monday. The train arrives at 6 in the morning. The holidays start next week. It is my birthday tomorrow. The second one is the use of will. The auxiliary verb will is used in making predictions, making offers, and making promises. For example, it will be a nice day tomorrow. I'm sure you will enjoy the film. I hope you will come to my party. Tim will be at the meeting. The third one is the verb going to, and it is used in talking about intentions. An intention is a plan for the future that you have already thought about. For example, you are going to buy a car next month. I'm going to work in a bank when I leave school. Also, it's used when we can see that something is likely to happen, like, be careful, you're going to fall. Look at those black clouds. I think it's going to rain. I'm going to drive to work tomorrow. They're going to move to Manchester. We often use verbs like would like, plan, want, mean, hope, expect to talk about the future. For example, what are you going to do next year? I'd like to go to university. We plan to go to France for our holidays. George wants to buy a new car. Also, we use modals, may, might, and could when we are not sure about the future. I might stay at home tonight, or I might go to the cinema. We could see Mary at the meeting. She sometimes goes. Instead of this, we can use should if we think something is likely to happen. For example, we should be home in time for tea. The game should be over 8 o'clock. Also, we can use clauses with time words. In clauses with time words like when, after, and until, we often use a present tense form to talk about future. For example, I'll come home when I finish work. You must wait here until your father comes. They're coming after they have had dinner.
Clauses with if. In clauses with if, we often use a present tense form to talk about the future. An example might be, we won't be able to go out if it rains, or if Barcelona win, tomorrow they will be champions. Warning, we do not normally use will in clauses with if or with time words. Instead of saying, I'll come home when I will finish work, or we won't be able to go out if it will rain, we could say something like, I will come home when I finish work, or we won't be able to go out if it rains. But we can use will if it means a promise or an offer, like in, I will be very happy if you will come to my party, or we should finish the job early if George will help us. And at least, but not last, we can use the future continuous instead of the present continuous or going to for emphasis when we are talking about plans, arrangements, and intentions. An example might be, they'll be coming to see us next week, or I will be driving to work tomorrow.
In the subordinate clause, we usually use a present tense to refer to the future. Note that it is possible only when the verb in the main clause is in the future tense. Examples: I will call you when dinner is ready, not I will call you when dinner will be ready. I will start a new project after I have finished working on this project, not I will start a new project after I will finish working on this project. Here the verb in the main clause is in the simple future tense. The subordinate clause also refers to an action that will occur sometime in the future. However, we use a present tense in the subordinate clause. Note that present tense are commonly used to refer to the future in clauses introduced by subordinating conjunctions like if, when, as, while, before, and after. As in, I will go to the UK after I finish my studies, not I will go to the UK after I will finish my studies. I will give you a call before I leave, not I will give you a call before I will leave. You will pass if you work hard, not you will pass if you will work hard. The present perfect tense is often used in subordinate clauses to refer to the future. Note that this is possible only when the verb in the main clause is in the present or future tense. Example, I will not begin the work until have agreed to our conditions. Not we will not begin the work until they will have agreed to our conditions. Or I will come back after I have had my lunch. We get obvious rules like the future perfect becomes the present perfect in future times clauses, or past tenses in main clauses must have past tenses in subordinate clauses. So, these are the so-called sequence of tense rules, which have a very limited use. A few basic principles are: first, the speaker or writer is speaking now, and events are seen from the moment of speaking. 2. The time reference in the main and subordinate clauses may be different. Conditionals are an obvious example, and subordinate clauses often use expressions like I hope, it doesn't matter. An example, I hope you didn't upset her. I hope you don't upset her. Or I hope you won't upset her. 3. The fundamental division of English tenses is into present and past. This means that future time and future in the past, which seems to cause most problems, fall within these divisions. Future in subordinate clauses. If the main verb does not refer to the future, as a future verb is necessary for future reference in a subordinate clause. Example, I don't know what I will do. I don't know where I will be tomorrow. After expressions like in case, I hope, I bet, and it doesn't matter, a present tense is normally used with a future meaning. Example, I have brought my umbrella in case it rains. I hope she wins. It doesn't matter what he does with his money. The main clause usually gives us the fact that we're talking about the future by a modal, an imperative, or an adverbial, etc. Therefore, an unmarked present simple is normally sufficient and correct in the subordinate clauses. This applies not only in conditional type 1 clauses, but in many other adverbial clauses, relative clauses, and nominal clauses. Examples: adverbial clauses. I'll give you that book when I see you. I'd like it back when you have finished it. I'm going to buy one, however much it costs. I'll get there as quickly as you do, you will. I'll do it because you're busy. Relative clauses. We are going to tell anyone who calls to go away. Nominal clauses. Let us know how you get on. It doesn't matter where we go next week. I don't care what happens. Naturally, there may be reasons why we wish to indicate modality or use present tense other than present simple in the subordinate clauses. We must, of course, indicate future in the subordinate clause if it is not clearly indicated by the main clause. For example, if the main clause
Sometimes the time expressed in the main clause is different from the time expressed in a subordinate clause. This can confuse students because they don't know whether it is appropriate to use different tenses in the different clauses of a sentence. Modal verbs also convey a sense of time, but they can be confusing too. Although we hope this lesson will be helpful to all the students who are worried about when the main clause is in the past or past perfect tense, the subordinate clause must be in the past or past perfect tense. An example is, he said that he wanted to go, not he said that he wants to go. Here the main clause, he said, is in the simple past tense, and hence the subordinate clause too should be in the past tense. Another example is, she said that she had paid the dues, not she said that she has paid the dues. And finally, they asked me where I was going. Note, there are some exceptions to this rule. When the subordinate clause expresses a general truth, it can in the present tense even when the main clause is in the past tense. One example is, the teacher said that the earth moved around the sun, or the teacher said that the earth moves around the sun. Another example is, she said that she had cancer, or she said that she has cancer. The second sentence is possible as long as the fact that she has cancer is true. Copernicus proved that the sun was the center of the universe, or Copernicus if, in case, and suppose, to talk about the future if we think it is likely to happen. An example is, those steps are dangerous, suppose someone has an accident. Another one is, we should leave home early in case we are late. Another one to take into account is that we use a past tense form to talk about the future after suppose and what if to suggest something is not likely to happen. One example is, what if he lost his job? What will happen then? Another one is that we use modals would and could for a hypothesis about the future. We can't all stay in a hotel, it will be very expensive. And another example is, drive carefully, you could have an accident. Another pattern is that we use would in the main clause and the past in the subordinate clause to talk about the imagined future. I will always help someone who really needed help. And another one is, I will always help someone if they really needed it. And finally, we use modals with have to talk about something that did not happen in the past. Examples some like this, I did not see Mary, or I might have spoken to her. Another example is, it's a pity Jack wasn't at the party, he would have enjoyed this party. And finally, why didn't you ask me? I could have told you the answer.